今日は何曜日土曜日 Today is November 22nd, 2025 here in Pacifica, California. Temperature 47 to 61 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 8 to 16 degrees Celsius. Just got back from Sharp Park Restaurant. Been living here in Pacifica for like 23 years. It's my first time there. It's pretty awesome, like 70s style, like diner by the golf course, and it's all the golfing folks and all that. Let me just take a quick sip. We're going to do the raffle today, and there's a couple questions in regards to keeping Medaka outdoors during the winter, so let me just take a real quick sip. This beer goes out to all you MedakaHead lovers out there, so domo arigato, and especially all you members. Oh yeah, I had a glass of wine with my breakfast. Got a prime rib hash with eggs. Had some vodka, had some beer, all that. The water temperature is. I wish they sold this Tetra unit in the United States. You just float it, and it records like the minimum, the lowest temperature, and then the highest. So right now it's 17.6 degrees Celsius. That's about 66. So it's showing min at 10.7. That's about 50. High at 68 degrees Fahrenheit. So you kind of get to see the water parameters, temperature parameter fluctuations. And why is that important? It's because Medakas, again, water temperature fluctuation is a stress factor for them. Regardless of if it's hot or cold, from cold to hot, it's just a fluctuation level. So always keep that in mind when you are transferring Medakas. So one of the questions that I got was, or I keep on getting, is like, so I have Medakas outdoors. I lost I lost one of my babies. I think it's because it's too cold, so I want to bring him in. And the thing is, even if it's getting like chill outside, all of a sudden removing them from their current environment into the indoor situation, indoor climate, it puts a toll. It's not all good if you bring them in a warmer condition. It's all about the transition stage. So from what they are now kind of getting used to outdoors with the seasons changing, winters like right here with us now, fall and winter, now you're going to bring them indoors. The indoors, it's a complete different environment, right? There's very little temperature fluctuation, and all of a sudden they're in like close to 70 indoors, right? Pretty much. So when that happens, they have to adapt again, and that causes a lot of stress. And when they build up the stress, their immune system declines. And when their immune system declines, what happens is they are more prone to get diseases and sick, right? They get sick, like us. It was like nice and warm, and then all of a sudden it gets cold, it's raining, all that stuff, and you see a lot of us getting sick. Same thing. And when they get sick and ill, some will not make it through. So just because you're like, well, it's getting really cold outside, so I'm going to bring them in, it's not the solution. It's not always the solution. So what I would recommend is, like, if you have like a batch, slowly bring a few in to see how they do. And again, if they're okay for 1 day, 2 day, it's not an all good and clear, because they're strong. They are incredibly adaptive. However, they're stressed. So after 10 days, if they still look healthy, that's all good. But within 10 days, if you see some of them that you brought from the outside to inside, not eating, getting skittish, not moving, that is a sign that they're just not able to deal with the stress, and they're probably getting sick or getting some type of illness or disease. And a lot of times you'll see them deceasing. So be very careful when you're doing that. Again, a slow, gradual transition. Bringing them indoors is all good, but it's just a slow process. It's not an overnight process. It's not a 1 week process. It's like a lot of the breeders say it's a month-long process of slow transition. So, and like realistically, when you're doing this as a hobby, we don't have, I don't have time to do a slow transition, right? Spending a month. So it's one of those things where you could read a lot of things online. You could or you could watch a lot of YouTube channels. You could listen to, like me, blabbing on with a beer in my hand. But a lot of it is just trying things on your own and learning from what your babies teach you, what nature teaches you, and what they teach you, because they are the best teachers all around. And they'll teach you a lot of things through experience. So experience the whole journey, the whole Medaka journey is super important to get a better understanding of how they behave. And also when you start keeping varieties, you'll know their differences. Some varieties are a lot tougher. Some do a lot better in warmer temps. Some do actually thrive in cooler temps. So that's like the beauty of this hobby, right? Just getting to know them. Getting to know like these lineages that you're kind of like, man, they are so beautiful. And it's not just, oh, this is so pretty, I'm going to keep them. It's like really learning what they thrive, what basically keeps them happy, right? So it's really getting to know them, right? So, all right. So the other question, before I forget, before we get to the raffle over here, by the way, the raffle I asked like almost 3 weeks ago, you want to go blue or you want to go this, like, this is more like greenish yellow and all that. The difference is this is for the baby. So this is for the hariko. This is for the fry. It's a lot smaller and has 48% of, 48% of proteins, 12% of fat. This one is more for growth for the juveniles. It's a little bigger. It's 40%, 12 again. It's pretty much around the same, but the size is like the factor right here. If it doesn't fit in the mouth, it ain't going in. So for these, especially for these little babies over here. So the other question that I got, or I do get a lot, let me just take, oh boy. Don't leave home without a beer in your pocket. Let me just grab one open. By the way, all you members, MedakaHeads members that have, just hit me up on Instagram and just DM me at MedakaMetal with your address, and I'll send you these ugly stickers. This is like version 1 or 2, and this is version 2 or 3. I forgot, but one of those. So get both of these. So take a real quick sip. The other question I get is how much water per fish, especially during the winter. So the winter's times and summer is really different, right? During the winter, when the temperature reaches 10 degrees Celsius, right? 10 degrees Celsius. So if it's below like 50 degrees Fahrenheit, they're not going to move. What does that mean? They don't move around. They use less energy. What does that mean? It requires less food. And again, they are stomakless fish. So when it's cold, and if they even try to attempt to eat, it doesn't go through their system completely. Their metabolism is completely like dropped. Okay, just think of it that way. So when they try to eat, or when you overfeed, or when you try to feed too much during the colder seasons, it causes a lot of blockage. And a lot of them actually die because of the blockage. So number one, when it's cold, you feed less. Like the rule that I have is I wait till, I mean, if the water temperature is 50, I still wait. It's still too kind of cold for me. That's when they start waking up, meaning moving around. So if it's like under 50 for sure, I'm not going to introduce anything, but it's okay because they're not moving around. They're not requiring the nutrients that's essential for them to actively move around because they're constantly looking for food. But it's okay with an environment with just some plantation, with there's a whole bunch of phytoplanktons. Some, the water is cold, so you're not going to see as much as summer. But they're all in there in the water that we can't see. They're all super microscopic. So through the green water, there's phytoplanktons, and there's some bugs, and they're getting what they need. And they're just kind of munching based on where they're kind of like, they never hibernate, but they're like staying still, right? And all that stuff. So, long story short, when the water gets chill, they don't move around that much. So they don't eat that much. So they don't produce toxic material into the water that creates ammonia as much. Same time, the worst thing you want to do when it's cold, when they don't want to move, when they don't want to use energy, is to startle them. When you startle them, they start dashing. So they're using energy that they really shouldn't be using. At the same time, if you do a lot of water changes, when you do water changes with the turbulence, they're going to move around. Unnecessary movement. And that uses up their energy while they're not consuming, right? They consume too much, blockage occurs. They cannot process the food. So when it gets really cold, you just want to let them be. Like all these babies, like these things are secured from like the raccoons and all that stuff. But based on the temperature, I'll introduce low protein, low fat foods diet because it's easy for them to digest, right? Higher protein, higher fat, takes a lot of energy for them to digest, to utilize inner energy. So again, this is how they all look like during the cooler seasons. This one I just took off right before this whole mess right now. But it's better not to move them, startle, move water. What does that mean? You're doing less water changes. You could get away with doing less water changes because they're not defecating as much. The water doesn't get bad as much. The water doesn't get hot from the heat. So the water deterioration is a lot slower than when it is during when it's really hot. Okay. When it rains, yeah, you change out a little bit of the water. A lot of times it's topping off the water, right? So when it rains, you have this drainage system so it doesn't overflow, and then you want to take out a little bit of the water prior to the rain, which I think that's what I talked about, like doing water changes before the rain kind of thing. And right now I did like a pretty big water change, like 50%, because it's not below 50 still, right? When it gets below 50, I really don't disturb anything. I just like top off the water. I see it evaporating. If it rains, yeah, it just rains. It's in there. But the whole idea is to get the medakas to unnecessarily move around because they're trying to store the energy within their body from minimizing their movement. Okay. So, since you're not doing water changes, and this could go throughout the whole winter season, so that could be, depending on where you live, for me, it's going to be like 11, 12, 1, possibly 2, so 3.5 to 4 months out of the year. They're just going to be sitting in here in this water that they have right now with some additions, topping off water. So since you don't have time or the opportunity to change out the water, to introduce them to fresh water, you want more water volume per Medaka. Hopefully everything's making sense. I am terrible at explaining things, and I don't blame the beer. It's just the way my head functions. And so to answer the long-winded question, how, like, this is a 27-gallon tub that I got at Costco, I think. And here it is. Costco, Office Depot, one of those places. So since it's never full, there's probably like 20, let's say 22 gallons of water, typically at all times. Like 10 would be ideal if you have the space. Like, I don't have that space. Right here, because I just keep the wakasagis that I got from SNR Medaka USA, there's only 8. So it's perfect. Plenty of water, plenty of volume. This one over here, again, SNR. I got the, I got the Midnight Frill Taigaikos from SNR USA. There's only 4 in here in a 22, 23 gallon volume of water. This one over here, I have what I have left of the metal riffs. Over there, the OGs. So it's a little bit more populated, but they're smaller. They're a lot smaller. So the OGs, they're older. There's probably like 11 in there. They'll be coolio. But again, those are the things. It's never how many Medaka per gallon. It depends on when. Summer or winter. It really depends. Summertime, you could populate this a lot more because you're able to do more water changes. Ideally, I think this having about 10 in a 24 gallon is ideal, but that's not practical, right? Like, most of us don't have that luxury space, but this is just in an ideal condition. But keeping that in mind, I think we can make better choices and better, I think we all get caught up. Like, I first got caught up in trying to get all of the best looking, like, beautiful looking Medakas, but it's just not practical. So right now, my focus, like, is to, with all these, I call it designer Medakas, where they're all the newest breeds, where they were really taken care of and they were all crossbred. So they're really not as rugged as the OGs, like the Miyukis. My Miyukis, man, they really, really, really thrived in every single condition. And some of my OGs lived over 3 years. And they got big. They got big and ugly, but they got big, really. Most of the Medakas, man, they start deforming when they get really big. But they lived. They had a great, fantastic life. So it's a lot more challenging with these newer lineages. But that's part of the hobby. That's part of the fun. Same Medaka, but they're all different. If they were all the same, it'd be boring as hell. So, all right, so here we go. The raffle time. It's pretty simple, the way the raffle is. It's like caveman style. All you MedakaHead members, domo arigato. There are 2 tiers. Tier 1, become a MedakaHead. That's what this is. So you get 1 ticket per raffle. Okay, so you get 1 in here. For the beer fund, that's tier 2. Domo arigato. I have to read out everything, every member's name, but here we go. If you're current you shouldn't be missing. So if you are missing, let me know, and I'll send you I will send food, okay? So for the beer fund members, you got 2 tickets, meaning there's two tickets in here. And that's super old school. I should do everything digitally and not waste paper, but I don't have another phone that I could show where I could do this cool, like rolling the dice thing, and it starts circling and just shows me a name. So today we're going to do this over here. Most people wanted the blue. Chose blue. This is for the Hariko. And this is good till 2000. It doesn't expire till 2028. So you could use it for a pretty long time. This one's 2027. So I should give this one away pretty soon. All right. So simple. Simple and fair, I think. They're all mixed up over here, and I'm just going to grab one that I can handle. And for this one, it's become a Medaka, and man, your odds are better because you only had 1 ticket compared to the 2 tickets up here for the beer funds. And it's local buddy, Mr. Tenson. So I'll be sending you this, or sending this your way, Mr. Tenson. Domo arigato. Mr. Tenson's been like, I think one of the first MedakaHead members, and I've met him about 3 times, I think, briefly. But he's a terrific family guy with kids and all that loves the hobby, not just the Medaka. He had the T-shirt, or one of the giveaway was one of his T-shirts, Area Medaka. It's freaking awesome. So he's a total family man, yeah. So domo arigato for being a freaking loyal Medaka member. Really appreciate it. Kind of makes it fun. I don't know, to me at least. And hopefully there's some type of information during my ramblings every single time. And it's just kind of documenting my journey and just talking my mind. That's what this is. So we'll do it again next time. Or should I do... while I have this over here, let me just take another quick sip. This could be like the vodka that's... I had Belvedere on the rocks. I think that's the last drink that I had at the Sharp Park restaurant. But we'll do a Medaka doubleheader. So this one is going to go out to Mr. Tenson, become a MedakaHead. And this one over here, again, it's for the growing junior fish. It's a little bigger. Each little flake is bigger. This one's 0.2 millimeters. This one is 0.2 to 0.37. It's a little bigger. We'll just do another one instead of waiting, since I haven't done this raffle in a long time. I guess it's been like, a month? Okay, I just need one. Give me one. All right. This one is going to, let me see, become a MedakaHead again, man. The odds, man. Again, these members had 2 tickets, and these had 1. This one's going to become a MedakaHead. This one goes to Cameron Kilmerson. Oh boy. So Cameron Kilmerson, domo arigato for becoming a MedakaHead. This one is going to go out to you. This one is going to go out to Mr. Tenson. If I don't have your address, DM me on Instagram at MedakaMetal with your ship to address. And if you don't have Instagram, just email me. The email is, it's not MedakaMetal. It's Metal Moment, like METAL, Moment, MOMENT at gmail.com. with your information. Just say, hey man, Cameron Kilmer over. I'm the Kilmer head over at the MedakaHead, and just give me your address. Send it to Mr. Tensai. Mr. Tensai have the address, so it'll be going out your way. So, domo arigato. We'll do it again next time. Hopefully we could spread this. I think somebody here has been super, super lucky. By the way, Sarah Lee-san, domo arigato, the newest member of the MedakaHead members and all that stuff. And yeah, and I know I haven't sent you a sticker. Just hit me up with your address and I'll send the sticker right away. And all you other MedakaHeads, if you haven't sent me your address, hit me up with your address, because these are member only stickers. Or I shouldn't say only. When people buy food, I include in there. By the way, I have food available. I sell like a bunch of random stuff, and then I uploaded it on Instagram, and aside from that, I have the Gex stuff, and I have more of these. If you're interested, hit me up, and I'll let you know how you can get them. So, right, domo arigato. We'll do it again next time. Hopefully sooner than later. Oh boy, the beer tastes so freaking good. All right, kanpai chinchin chayo, MedakaMetal out. Stay out of the cold.